That's a big can, honey.
Well, we're gonna feed a lot of folks.
We're making Tickle's green beans.
This is not a lined can, so I am rinsing them. Helps get all the can taste out of it.
It's Thanksgiving morning. So now he's cutting up his homemade bacon.
This bacon right here is special bacon. And you want to separate it apart. You don't want bacon clumps in there. You can do this with store-bought bacon as well, but try to make sure to get a good smoked bacon. I cured and smoked this myself.
What else you got sitting right there? What is that?
That's bacon grease. Because while I'm putting bacon in there, any good Southern cook at least knows you save your bacon grease. And I have one jar in the refrigerator that is for store-bought bacon, and one jar that's for homemade bacon. And store-bought bacon it just ain't quite as good. And the reason being is this has got a lot more smoke on it than anything out of the store. This is also a high-fat bacon, and it retains the smoke very well, and it doesn't all cook away. So, but it does put out a good amount of grease. That's a whole lot of green beans for this bacon right here. And you definitely got to have something for seasoning. And honey, can you get me a stick of butter? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna put a stick of butter over here in the pot, and a good spoonful of bacon grease. I know that looks like a lot of garlic, but this is going to be a whole lot of green beans. All right. And then we add our bacon. And you're going to want to cook this bacon until it's chewy. You don't want to cook it until it's crispy, because we got a lot more stuff going in here. It's going to take this pot a little bit to heat up, because it is enamel coated cast iron. A good friend of ours gave it to us for a wedding present, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep. Thank you, Megan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the reason I add the stick of butter in there too, it helps this bacon to get nice and chewy, but not crispy. You don't want it crispy, because then we got to cook green beans for a while. And this is the recipe with my store-bought or canned green beans. I've got another recipe for fresh green beans, but Thanksgiving is the wrong time of year to have those. There's just none left. when I get some more fresh green beans, probably summertime, we will do the fresh green bean recipe. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I got that one from Tim Smith. It was his mama's recipe, and it's really good too. So what I'm doing is rendering out this fat and not losing it, because I have put the butter in there, and that's going to keep my bacon from getting but so crispy, and you'll have a real nice mouthfeel by the time it's all done. And this is most of the recipe right here. I add pepper towards the end, and I'm not adding any salt to this right off, because my secret ingredient is beef bouillon. You would not think it would be good in these green beans, but I added it at the end. Be very careful with it. It is salty. There's a fine line between, oh wow, that's delicious, and wow, that's too salty. And I used to could find in the Mexican aisle granulated beef bouillon, but around here I can't find it anymore. All right, let's cut that down some. And you want to scrape this bottom and get all of the little bits that are trying to brown to the bottom up. All right, I'm cutting this down some. And because that right there is concentrated flavor. But you can take a bouillon cube, soak it for about 20 minutes in some hot water, and stir it up. This right here is a paste. It works very well too.
So we're pretty lucky because we only have to do a few things this year.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. We only got to cook a few things this year. Mama lives across the road, and she's going to be doing a whole lot of it. All right, this bacon has done got to the chewy stage, and I'm going to now add my green beans. All right. These green beans have been drained and rinsed because that can is not lined. And you want to go through and make sure any green beans, I don't care what brand you find, you're going to find a stem or two most likely. So keep an eye out for that right off. And this also helps distribute bacon grease very evenly.
Those are the Italian flat ones.
Yes, these are the flat Italian green beans. I like these the best, but don't get me wrong, I'll eat any green bean. Yeah, it looks like one stem there. That's all I found. All right, and all right, I'm cut that down to about medium heat. And I'm going to cover it and come back and just stir it every so often. And in about 15 minutes, these beans will be done. And to end, I'll add a little bit of this and add my black pepper, because the black pepper will heat up as you're cooking and steadily get hotter and hotter. And we don't want no hot green beans. And this, it says 1 teaspoon is the same as 1 bouillon cube or an 8-ounce can of broth. I'd probably be adding about 2 tablespoons of this.
That seems like a lot.
You just let me cook this.
I'm just saying.
You don't let me mess with your recipes.
No, what do you?
Do you like my green beans?
I love your green beans.
Okay then. Don't you seem like a lot to me and try to change anything.
It would, okay.
All right. You seems like a lot to me.
Hey, maybe I should come in here and,
You come in here and what? Change my recipe? I don't think
Maybe.
so.
Yeah.
Hey, hello, man.
Molest
Hey, if it gets me the same thing it got me when I smacked you on your butt.
No, it won't.
All right, I'm gonna cut them down to just a simmer now. You'll know they're about ready when everything starts falling apart. And all I can say about cooking these green beans right here, stir, stir, stir. You can't never stir too much. All right, we're gonna put some pepper in, because this is towards the end of our recipe. It won't get hot on us. I can actually season it to where you want it to taste. If you put it in earlier, use less pepper because it'll get hot, hot, hot on you real quick. All right. All right. We got that. And then we got our beef stuff here. We get that. All right, about 2 tablespoons right there. Get that down in there and let that heat, get that off of there. All right, and then we're gonna stir this in. And this right here is where the magic starts to happen to it. All right, see it's darkening up that liquid in there. Making it real good, and that's your secret ingredient to make some of the best green beans. Tastes like somebody's grandma made them. Everybody always asks me where the old woman's at when they eat my green beans, because didn't no white boy cook this stuff. You know it? All right. But that right there, it's time now to taste it and see whether you got enough of your bouillon and enough pepper in there. But be real careful with that bouillon. It is salty. It's the only salt we've added here, besides what little we get out of our bacon. All right. Touch more pepper. Because as soon as I get it seasoned to taste right here, I'm cutting it off. And I'm gonna say a little bit more. Just a little. Right there. And when you're cooking for a bunch of people, you really they can always add a little salt and pepper themselves. You don't want to overdo it. I used to be real bad in my younger day about over seasoning stuff like I liked it. And I like stuff a little saltier than most people do. So, let's see what we've got here. Ooh, that's a lot. It's gonna be hot. Take it off of the heat. And that right there is green beans. I guarantee you make this at one family get together and you'll have the same problem I have. Every family get together, you're going to have to make green beans. Hey, but
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. All right, we'll see you.